Okay, my customer wants some posters. It's 11 bucks. What was that? Paper jam. There it is. Here's part of it. Oh. Oh, there it is. Wow, that's... jammed in there too. Jeez. Oh, there it is. That doesn't seem to be working. Let me try this. There. Yep, that's it. I think that's all of it. Yep, ready to go again. Oh, jammed again. Gotta get this job out. I'm gonna have to call for service.
Hi, Mr. Russell. My name is Katie. How can I help you today?
Hi, how are you? Well, I've been trying to run these posters for my customer here, and every time I try and run it, well, you can see it keeps jamming. I can't get any paper through the machine at all. Not one sheet.
Looking at this paper and feeling it, it seems to be a heavyweight mode paper. Mr. Russell, it is very important when you run paper, any kind of media in this machine, is to select the right paper type in this machine.
Okay.
Can you show me how you set up the paper when you were running this machine?
Sure. Well, I just stick the tray paper in the tray, and I get this pop-up screen. I pick the size, which is 11 by 17. And then over here it says paper type, and well, the very top one is plain, and it looks like plain paper, so that's what I pick.
Let me stop you right here, Mr. Russell. First of all, this is not plain paper. It's heavyweight, and as I mentioned before, it's important to set up the paper tray on this machine. In order to do that, you need to go into All Services screen. The screen that pops up when you put the paper in the bypass tray allows you to make a temporary selection. This setting will time out and the default back to the previous paper type. If you set the paper type in the All Services screen, the paper type will remain set until you change it again in All Services. Let me show you how. First, select All Services button, then Setup menu, then Paper Tray Attributes. Select the tray, bypass, and change settings. Now, here is where it's important. You select paper type, and you can get a list of choices. In order to select the correct type, you can look at the label on the paper packaging. If the packaging does not have a label, you can feel the paper and tell if it's heavyweight. This paper feels pretty heavy, so I would select Heavyweight 2 in order to have it run properly and avoid jams. Now, when you had a paper jam, where were the paper jamming?
Well, it was basically jamming. It had me open this door here, and I went in here, I opened this area up here, and I cleared the paper in there, and then I closed it up, and then the screen told me to open the front cover here and open this tray here, and I had some more paper in here, but then I had some paper that was still jammed inside here, and the only way I could get it out was, my handy ruler and scissors.
Well,
and
hold on, you don't want to do that. You don't want to use those tools to clear paper jams.
well, it was the only way I could get the paper
This
out. I
will
didn't know
damage
what
the
to
heat
do.
roller on the machine.
Oh, okay.
So I believe you damaged the heat roller. We have to replace the fuser assembly.
Okay, okay. All right, but the basic problem was that I was running it in the incorrect mode, and that's why it's
right.
jamming?
Yes.
Okay, so if I run it in the correct mode from here on in, I shouldn't get any
You
more
should be
jamming?
fine, yes.
Okay.
After I replace the fuser module,
Okay.
you should be fine.
All right.
This video will demonstrate how to set up paper tray attributes. There are two methods to set up the paper tray attributes. It is important to note that these procedures must be done before running the machine. Setting paper tray attributes is critical to obtaining the best image quality for your output and to assure the best possible performance in the feeding and transport of the media type you are using. Paper tray attributes will affect image quality, media feeding, and finisher options. The different settings for paper type change the machine speed, fuser temperature, transfer bias, and charge bias. It also changes the availability of certain output options, such as face up, face down, and the finishing options. Let's start with the first method of setting up the paper tray attributes. To set the media type at the local UI, first press the All Services button on the control panel. The All Services screen appears. Now select Setup menu on the touchscreen. The Setup menu screen appears. Select Paper Tray Attributes. The Paper Tray Attributes screen appears. Next, select a paper tray. Then select Change Setting. The Tray Selected screen appears. Select Paper Type. The Tray Selected Paper Type screen appears. Select a paper type from the list and then select Save. The selected tray screen appears. Select Save again. The Paper Tray Attribute screen appears. Now select Close. The Setup menu screen appears. Select Close again. When paper is loaded into Tray 5, a pop-up window is displayed. If you select a paper type on this screen, the selection will only apply to the next copy job. The paper type selection is temporary and goes back to the previous selection once the UI screen times out. The media type can also be set in System Settings, Tools. This should only be done by a systems administrator. Press the Login Out button on the control panel. The System Administrator login screen will be displayed. Enter the password using the numeric keypad on the control panel and then select the Confirm button on the touch screen. The System Administrator menu screen will be displayed. The default password is 5 ones at the time of install. If you make a mistake, press the Clear button, C, and re-enter the password. If the administrator forgets the code, a service call must be placed. Now select the System Settings button twice. The System Settings screen will be displayed. Select the Common Settings button. The Common Settings screen will be displayed. Next, select the Paper Tray Settings button. The Paper Tray Settings screen allows administrators to set the items relating to the paper and trays, including the types of paper loaded in the trays, precedence, and image processing settings for each paper. The Paper Tray Attribute screen allows the selection and modifying the settings of a specific tray. Select the Paper Tray Attributes button. Now select the required paper tray. Select the Change Settings button to modify the paper size or type. Now select Paper Type from the menu. Select the paper type for the media loaded in the tray. Select the Save button twice to save the setting. Select the Close button several times, and then select the Exit button to exit. You can also set up paper tray attributes after loading paper. To do this, enable it in System Settings. Press the Login Out button. Enter the password. Select Confirm. Select System Setting, then System Setting again. Now select Common Settings and select Paper Tray Settings. Then select Paper Tray Attributes during loading. Select Enabled. Select Save. Close several times and then exit. Now, every time you close the paper tray, a screen is displayed showing the paper tray size and type that was last selected. If this is correct, select Save. Otherwise, select the corresponding buttons to change the size or type that was just loaded in the tray.
Wow, these copies look great, and I got them all out and not one jam. Did a great job, Katie. I guess in the future I'll be careful and make sure that I select the paper tray attributes correctly, and I promise that if I do happen to get a jam, that I won't go in there with any kind of tools or scissors or rulers. I promise, okay?
Okay, good.
Thank you for a great job.
All right, take care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.